45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week, located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the October edition of the Alehorn. I am joined once again by partner in crime, Mr. Mark Jackson.
What's
live
up?
Live from Indiana.
Yeah, alive and kicking. Here it is, October, and it's 80 degrees here.
Yay, happy fall. That's actually pretty nice today. It was like didn't get out of the 70s, so I'm not complaining. This is definitely my weather for sure.
Oh yeah, and what I'm really looking forward to is this weekend. The high on Saturday is supposed to be 69.
Nice. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, low 60s for me is even better, but yeah, low 60s to mid 70s. Like I get motivated to get shit done.
Are you a hoodie guy?
Yes, I love hoodies.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I like the hoodies, and see that's where I love my battle vest.
Mm-hmm.
Is in wintertime because I could put my hoodie on.
It's not so damn hot.
Yeah, and it's not so damn hot. And the denim anyways just is too hot.
Yeah.
Even in the summertime, it's like wearing an extra layer of skin.
I wear no jeans or denim of any kind ever. I don't own any jeans. I don't own a battle vest made out of denim. I don't have any denim of any kind. I fucking hate denim. Really? Passion, really. Yeah, I'm a cotton polyester kind of person. Cargo
so
shorts,
like if you would have been
cargo shorts, cargo pants, hoodies. Yeah, no denim.
So would you have been the guy in the 70s that wore the leisure suits?
Probably. If it wasn't made if I had to choose what's from denim, then yeah, I probably would have been.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Jason with the fro and the bell bottom
like
leisure.
this fro.
Yeah. One. Oh my God, you look like clown. Oh my God.
That's what happens when I wash my hair every day. It gets like super light and just like stays. Like I could be some weird like punk rocker if I wanted to, like very easily.
Dude, you almost kind of look like Joe Cocker at Woodstock.
That could be a compliment.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, he is like one of the only guys out there that can cover a Beatles song and get away with it.
Right.
And make it better.
Aerosmith's not like Aerosmith's come together.
Nah, see.
Well, see,
I have a person. I
like
Aerosmith for a time for about 12 seconds in my life.
Yeah.
During like 9 Lives because it was the
new
dude,
pop. That's I was gonna say, dude, if that's where you discovered them, then yeah, Aerosmith fucking sucks. But if you take their 70s, I would say through probably Done with Mirrors. All that is pretty legit stuff.
No. I'm not discrediting them. I just, where I live, a new rock desert.
Yeah.
Because they're, unless you're on the internet and plugged into the mainframe, you're not getting any kind of new rock, new metal, no nothing here. It's all classic rock and country stations.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, when I say that I'm kind of burnt on Aerosmith, is because they're the same 4 songs are played, like "Dream On," "Sweet Emotion," "Come Together," "Walk This Way."
Yeah,
and very rarely will you get like a Toys in the Attic. It's like your AM radio station thing, or what you said about there's the diehards out there that are listening. When you get like Toys in the Attic, it's gonna be like at 2:37 a.m. on a Sunday into a Monday.
Yeah, by request probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the one
By
drunk
the
guys
only
up.
live DJ
Yeah.
in a 250-mile radius.
Dude, when do you think the last person that ever bought a cassette tape recorder and recorded something off the radio was? Like, what year do you think that's the last time it happened? Like, honestly, have you ever thought about that?
Well, honestly, I don't know, because for me, I did that shit all the time.
Sure,
I did everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did with movies. Like, I vividly remember recording episode 4 on audio so I could listen to it and could like imagine the scenes in my head,
right?
Versus actually watching it. So like when I could take my Walkman to school, I could listen to Star Wars.
Sure.
And yeah. And my mom asked, like, what the fuck are you doing?
I would probably ask you the same thing. I mean, that's pretty hardcore to record audio from a movie or show and listen to it. I would say I wouldn't have done that. But music,
dude, I was a hardcore Star Wars nerd, man.
Yeah, music, I did it all the time. I remember calling the DJ like 3 times in a row and getting like Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and Sweet Child of Mine, because I know those are the ones they play. I didn't have that. I didn't have the Appetite on tape. I had my mom got me Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 on tape, but I didn't have Appetite. So yeah, I needed some of those songs. So like I would just call him up, and finally the dude was like, "Look, can you just call like once a night instead of like 3 times a night?" so I did, and yeah, I forgot what that guy's name was, but if you remember me, how you doing?
Right, shout out for sure.
Shout out DJ who I got on their nerves.
Right, one of the cool things for me, what I always remember was like the first time I ever won tickets off the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I say the first time because I've won multiple times of things off the radio.
Right.
Like, I just had that luck. That was if luck was a thing or the force were a thing, I'd burn it all up when I was 13 years old. Winning shit off the radio, winning concert tickets and whatnot. But I remember a friend of the family, who his name was Jimmy. He sit there and said, he's like, yeah, just call the radio station. I was like, you can do that? It was like before you actually really think about it, right? It's like, holy shit, you can do that? He's like, yeah. I mean, the people on there, they take calls from other people and shit, and you talk to them. Just ask them where the party is. And that's what I did. I was like, hey, dude, where's the party at? And he's like, I got you, bro. And he's like, give me your name and come down to the station and blah, 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 blah. And he gave me fucking concert tickets. And that was the first time I ever went to like a quote big show.
Yeah. Who was it?
Social Distortion.
Oh, okay.
And it was the day before the last day of school in 1997.
97.
And for the previous 2 years of my life, I went to shows around here, Louisville local band shows.
Right.
Yeah. And that was the first like really big band that I saw. And then ironically enough, back on the Star Wars thing here, they were touring with a band called Red 5.
Nice.
So hell yeah. But we've tangented a little bit here, dude. What is the topic this month?
We got 2 topics because they're both kind of short. So I was supposed to have a guest or 2 from the Blue Ridge Rock Fest to talk about what a shit show that was. But like Blue Ridge Rock Fest fashion, that also turned into a shit show because I had one no-show and then somebody else quit responding to me. So I just figured, like, let's just talk about what we read and what we think about it. Get a little deep behind the scenes, speculation, what happened. And then the next one is talking about this new Live Nation program where they're supposedly giving bands $1,500 and no merch cuts, and we'll talk about that too, because I think we all know that if Live Nation is attached, this is all publicity, and there's probably a lot behind the scenes that has to happen in order for the $1,500 to be met. So let's start with the Blue Ridge Rock Fest stuff first. If you don't know about this festival, it takes place in Virginia, pretty close to North Carolina. They tried to move in once the big Danny Wimmer show in Charlotte ceased to exist. So this is like the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, probably parts of maybe Tennessee fest that they tried to form. And the lineup is always like really, really massive. I mean, it's stupid big. Like, you can't see it. There's no way to see every band playing, which is, I think, weird that, you know, I know a lot of European festivals do it too. Somehow it seems to work out for them, but like they'll put like two thrash bands on at the same time and stuff like that, instead of like an experimental band and a thrash band playing at the same time. They'll just like have two, like, it's like water and water instead of oil and water, you know. Mark, can you hear me out there? Because you're pretty silent.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm listening to your introduction here.
Okay.
The Blue Ridge
Rock Fest. Yes.
Fest.
Yeah.
And Fest.
Yeah, so like again, this festival, like every year, it just seems to have like all these problems. Like whether it's like handicap issues or like shuttle buses that like don't show up, or like not enough shuttle buses, overselling camping sites, you know, not enough porta-johns, overcharging, making the vendors overcharge because they just kill them with fees and stuff like that. So this year got so bad that they just canceled the last 2 days of it. The official press release was bad weather in the forecast. What really happened was it was bad weather one night, sunny the rest of the festival after they canceled it. It turns out that it sounds like the stagehands actually just quit on them due to shit conditions. A lot of stuff wasn't met. Like there was no food, very little water, nowhere to use the bathroom, nowhere to shower, nowhere to sleep, because these guys come in like a week beforehand and build, you know, 3 or 4 stages, stuff like that, and also the soundboard tent. And it sounds like they just quit on them. And I probably would have too. You know, going to work for, I don't know how much they get paid. It's probably not the greatest, but you know, it's probably like good temporary local work, or just people that are in the field and that's all they do is just set up, you know, outdoor events, you know, from like March or April through like October or November, you know, whenever the outdoor festival season ends. And you know, if they're like just dying out there getting paid nothing, I would have left too. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. On a festival this big with these names, they have to be paying union.
Probably.
Those are
it really depends though, because like I don't know if Virginia is a right to work state or a union state. And I'm sure the labor laws would probably be per state more than it would per union rules.
Right. Well, see, Kentucky is a right to work state, but like the stagehand union has to get like on big shows in like big arenas and shit like that. Right. Because this would be a fucking like, you know, if you really did it, it would be at like a fairground somewhere, which is a major place, you know, because you had
this is at a speedway.
Yeah, at Charlotte.
No, it's actually in Virginia.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the Charlotte show no longer exists. Epicenter, yes, Carolina Rebellion.
And they cashed in on it. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, take for example, like, not only, I mean, if this does not bankrupt this festival this year,
yeah,
like, this person has to be like a freaking millionaire.
Right.
Or a billionaire that's putting it on. Maybe it is a fucking silent partner to Danny Wimmer. Who knows?
Well, the gentleman's name, who supposedly is the owner of the Blue Ridge Rock Fest name, is called Joey Sly. Apparently, a lot of people compare him to a weasel. A lot of all talk, photo ops, and not really any thought put into anything else but what it looks like on the outside, the glossy part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Because there's been like videos of like people who work for bands, like managers or whatever, who have said like it was the logistics were a nightmare. Everything had to be like wheeled in from a truck from far away. Like I said, the parking lots for people that weren't camping, 5 miles. So either you walk 5 miles or you wait for the bus and miss everyone you want to see in the afternoon to early evening, or possibly even at night, like the headliners.
Right.
But everything was like trucked in. So like, band I don't know, like band A gets there and they're going on at like 4:40, and they get there like 10 o'clock and their shit isn't even wheeled up to the stage until like 4 o'clock. Stuff like that is what was going on. So there was like no time for like sound check or anything. It was like everyone was in everybody else's way backstage because they had 2 stages set up, as per the norm anymore. So yeah, it just sounded like a total shit show. And like they're already selling tickets for next year. And dude, there's people excited to buy them. I'm like, I guess. I mean, I don't know. So each their own, but like, dude, I was like, it would just take one time for me to be like, yeah, fuck that, and never again.
I mean, what I'm even saying is like, what about like all the advances that had to be paid?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because dude's gonna be out all that money for so many bands like Slipknot, Till Lindemann, Danzig, Lorna Shore, Pantera, all of those bands. Colt. I mean, I'm sitting there going down the list of people here.
Yeah.
As they're listed, from top of the list to bottom of the list. Struggle Jennings.
I don't even know who that is. So
exactly, yeah, and that's the Friday deal. But like everybody on Saturday and Sunday that didn't get to play, and, like Mega Dave and.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations if you saw it. I mean, you got to see Vince Neil play. I mean, I guess that's some kind of prize in its own. I don't know, but that's what you paid for. You could see that play, but you don't see like the headliners or the co-headliners play. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'd be curious to see if this festival makes it back next year. Apparently, they're, like I said, they're selling tickets already, and they're supposed to start announcing the lineup. And I'm like, dude, if any band had a manager worth of shit, like either you would just play this for what it is, get the guarantee up front, no weather cancellations, no this, no that, unless it's like a fucking earthquake and the fucking fairgrounds like got swallowed into the earth or something like that. I would be like, nope, money up front, and that way, if it gets fucking canceled again next year because dumb shit, you're covered. And I would imagine the headliners probably got a pretty damn solid guarantee, whether it's canceled or not, other than like act of God. And they probably don't include weather in that either. It's probably like earthquake or like a lightning strike catches something on fire or something like that, something that's not really going to happen.
And the other thing too is people like, Vince Neil and the Megadeths and the people like that are playing these shows are also their insurance is going to cover this.
Yeah.
In lieu of anything, I'm going to get something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're using my name for advertisement. You're using my name for advertisement, so I'm going to get something. And honestly, like I'm looking at the Friday schedule right now, and I mean, there's definitely a lit, like you can really tell where the division line is on the acts of the ones that are being asked to play and the ones that are paying to play.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for example, on the Friday schedule, it goes, Black Dahlia, Soulja Boy, and then Trust Company.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not discrediting anybody. Crown the Empire, Acacia Strain, After the Burial, Chelsea Grin, Woe Is Me, Starbenders. These bands sound like they would be in the group of pay to play, and they're probably the ones that are making sure that Till Lindemann gets paid.
He actually didn't make it. He has some pretty big legal issues going on. I don't know if Rammstein's even going to be around for much longer.
Oh yeah, about
yeah. So it might actually be a Phil Rudd situation because Phil AC/DC playing the whatever that fest is this month, the one with like 6 bands. by the way, we did an Alehorn guessing what bands would be the openers, and we failed miserably on that one. But it was still a fun episode because there was no openers. It was just 2 bands a night. But our lineups were fucking solid, if I must say so.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back, like,
I don't have the notes sitting here.
I do somewhere, yeah. Getting back to the Phil Rudd thing, the reason AC/DC had to get another drummer other than Phil Rudd is because Phil Rudd's not allowed in the U.S. anymore.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He'll never play in the United States again. So he'll either be a new fill-in drummer when they do a U.S. tour, a new fill-in drummer, or they'll get Chris Slade back, which I would just do Chris Slade because he played on Razor's Edge, which is one of their better Brian Johnson albums, if you ask me.
Oh, I agree. I love Razor's Edge.
Yeah. So
you could do an Alehorn on AC/DC.
I have done one before, but we could do another one. I did a Vaughn versus Brian with Joe and Micah, I think.
Oh, dude, you can't do that. See?
Yeah, I did because it wasn't putting down anybody. It was just like, why do you like this and why do you like this? It wasn't a I like
a very healthy supply of both.
Yeah.
But there are albums that are like the real turd albums that like fly on the wall and stuff like that.
At one of my record stores, they have a first edition never played Fly on the Wall for $47 first pressing.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, when I should Venmo you the money for that.
I'm pretty sure it's Fly on the Wall. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it is Fly on the Wall. Yeah. They have that and not Power Ridge. It's a Bon Scott one. I can't remember right now. Do what?
Flick of the Switch.
No. It's a Bon Scott album that they have a first pressing of too, but I can't remember what it is right now. But anyway, getting back, since we got sidetracked on the Till Lindemann story. Yeah, just to wrap up thoughts on Blue Ridge Rock Fest, dude. I can't wait to see what happens next year because like it's such a good story. It's like fire festival level stuff, where it's just like such a shit show. I'm sorry for bands who paid to play this, like local bands like me and Mark Size, who probably just didn't get a refund, not even on their $75 application fee, which is fucking ridiculous. And I pretty much hated this festival ever since I heard they did that. I actually know a couple bands who have played it, and the pictures that they post on Facebook were fucking pathetic. And I can't believe they were excited to play that like 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning slot on like the stage that's like way far away from any main stage. It's like off in the trees. They have like one monitor, a fog machine that barely works, probably stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, this dude obviously just knows it can make money, and the writing from the lawyers probably prevented a lot of refunds from going out because, as far as I know, there's not been any refunds from the festival go out to anybody. So
yeah, that's a big blast of shit, man.
Yeah. Yes, that's Blue Ridge Rock Fest. It's the biggest non-Danny Wimmer Presents festival in the U.S. As far as like number of bands and number of days. I think it was actually like 5 days. I think it was a campground show, which you got to see the amazing Scott Stapp solo band if you were so lucky. And then it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it was like over 200 bands.
You know what really is fucking stupid about this? Fan protection policy.
Right.
A purchase to Blue Ridge Rock Festival ensures you receive the lowest price possible for any package. Our prices will never go down, leaving you feeling penalized for ordering in advance. If the price ever goes lower than what you paid from the time of your purchase onward, we will refund you the difference. They just said our prices will never go down.
I think they meant like once you buy the ticket, it's always going to be the cheapest the earlier you buy it. So they want that money up front. Yeah, they want the money up front.
Right. So if it's $160 pre-order, in advance, and it's $300 the day of the show, and yeah, and you lost your ticket and had to buy it again. I mean, oh well, you know. I mean, of course, it's never. I guess that's like the whole thing of like on a cruise ship, for example, like cruise ships fluctuate price,
yeah,
in cabins, and I think that's what they're trying to do. But you know, I actually like the concert seating thing. The what is it called? Like real time like pricing.
Yeah.
Or
it's
whatever.
Actually on supply and demand.
Yeah. For example, I got a great ticket to see Kiss for like $40.
Mm-hmm.
2 sections over from when I saw Metallica 3 nights earlier in the same arena. And that same seat in the Metallica show was like $159.
Right.
And it was cool because like nobody else was around that section. There was like 5 or 6 other empty seats.
Mm-hmm.
So they were trying to sell them. And I actually like that. It's like, but you can't do that on a fucking festival. What the fuck are they? And it only works in seated arenas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know when I saw Judas Priest with I think it was Sabaton playing opening for him. I took my stepson and his friend with me, and they were like selling upgraded seating from the lawn to seats for like really cheap. And I was like, dude, that's fucked up, because like I paid way more than that for my ticket, and you're like letting these people upgrade for like $10, and the lawn ticket was like $30. So like for $40, I got a seat and they can sit right next to me, and I paid more. You know, I was like, that's bullshit, man. I was like, it's fucking bad. Like, you bought lawn, you fucking sit in the goddamn lawn. You know, I mean, like, why? I mean, like, I know you're trying to make your money back and shit, but dude, why not just why don't you give me a fucking a credit for drinks or something? You know. One more thing on the Blue Ridge Rock Fest before we go, like, there's also people who bought lockers for like the whole weekend, and once you couldn't go back in, I don't know what the fuck happened to the stuff. I guess the locker company had to send it to you. So if you had like weed or like any other drugs in there, or like money, like good luck getting that shit back with people like going through those lockers getting stuff. Because I mean, honestly, like, how you gonna prove it? You know?
What happened?
Dude, you can rent lockers, and you can rent it for the whole weekend. And when you couldn't go back in Saturday, when they fucking canceled the other 2 shows, people couldn't go back in and get their stuff.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's so they couldn't fucking like riot. Dude, you know, that was the thing that fucking when I saw Motorhead, Lemmy was going to do autographs, but he was not going to be standing outside of the bus doing autographs like normal because he was in a bad state at that point.
Sure.
He was pretty frail. And the thing about it is they told us that like you would put everything down in a pile, and they would come and get it, and he would sign everything, and they would put it back out there, and you had to trust each other to not take anybody else's shit. And it was just like, fuck, man.
Sorry, my wife wrote me.
No, you're good.
Are you coming up?
No, I was telling her I needed her to find something in the kitchen that I need tomorrow. All right. Well, we're good on the Blue Ridge Rock Fest topic and speculation discussion.
So I'll go ahead and. So my in closing on Blue Ridge is like, I'm never going to go just because.
Oh, God, no.
And I mean, I wouldn't even go if they offered me a free sponsorship and like a press pass.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I mean, I'd like to see this. What's his name? Joe Sly, Tommy Sly, Two Sly dudes.
Yeah.
Fucking Juice Goose and the fucking Two Sly Moose. I don't know. Fucking. Seriously, though, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're gonna cash in on all these fucking people, fuck people over. That's some fucking Knoxville fucking wrestling shit. That's some Smoky Mountain fucking wrestling fucking carny fucking outlaw mud show shit.
Right.
You know, and it's fuck that. I
can't believe people already bought. I can't believe they're already selling tickets for next year and people are buying them. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's not gonna be the same this time. It's like, oh, okay. You said I think it was like the last 3 years too. You said that, and it sounds like a shit show every single year. So yeah, more power to you, I guess.
Right. And to me, it's just like, it's like, do you just do it? It's like, do you do it because you want to fight? Have you seen that video where a woman comes in to the butcher shop and she's like, "There's a hair in my cheese," and blah 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 blah, and that hair wasn't mine, and the woman goes, "Okay, yeah, here you go. We'll take it back. Here's your next purchase on us, and we'll replace it." And the woman, she's like, "Oh," and like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, did you want to fight?" "Yeah, kinda." And then he's like, "Do you have your receipt?" "Well, no, but it's clearly stamped on the bag, so it came from here." And it's like this whole fucking thing, right? And it's those people. Those are the same people. They just want to fucking fight.
Yeah.
You know, they want to fucking be able to fucking punch away on the keyboard on fucking Facebook, Instagram, and all the other social media sites of how they got fucked by this dude, but yet they're going to buy tickets next year.
Yeah. Yeah, because my favorite band's playing for 20 minutes. I can't miss it.
Right. You know, I went to Louder Than Life one day, one time.
Yeah, I did too. One day, one time. Yep. There's the first one. There's I went to go see Judas Priest. Had to sit through a lot of crap to get there. A lot of crap to get there.
Right, as did I.
Yeah.
And I got to see them with Metallica. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because Kirk played on the Green Manalishi.
Yeah, I saw the video.
It's nice.
Yeah, like I said, man, I know we talked about this before, but I never get like the historic shows. Like, all mine are just like run of the mill. Like, yeah, it was August 3rd in Charlotte, 90 fucking degrees at Ozfest. You know, like, there's no stories to tell. It's just like, it was fucking hot. And I came back and broke.
Later, Aaron's throwing eggs at Iron Maiden from the side.
You know, as much as that show pisses me off just thinking about it, because, like I said before, if that was someone's first time seeing Iron Maiden, that happened, dude. That's really fucked up to do to somebody who paid money to go to your fucking festival. But at least it would have been like something historic that people still talk about. Like I have no shows like that, you know. Right. In my show going history.
Shows like that. But you do have shows like that. Because you had Steel and Stone Fest, and this is the 7th year for it.
Well, nothing exciting really happens there, except for like good bands play.
But there are exciting bands that play there, like Temptations Wings and All Hell and Twisted Tower Dire in their first fucking appearance in North Carolina this year.
Yeah. Actually, the first appearance anywhere this year is the only show.
Yeah, their only performance this year.
Yeah, by the way, tickets still on sale. Free demo CD. Free compilation CD, first 50 people if you're interested. Come on out Friday, November 10th. Music starts at 7. Goes to about 12:30. 6 bands, all good. No filler, no bullshit. Up close, all access to all bands. So there you go.
No gimmicks, no hype, no bullshit.
Nope, just stage, just the floor, just instruments, just people. No overpriced beer, no overpriced food, no locker rentals. Nothing like that.
Just don't do the blow on the fucking urinal or the toilet.
I wouldn't recommend.
Don't do it off of the biker's crack either.
There probably won't be any bikers there. So
no, there's not. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty respectable.
It's a very let's say eclectic kind of place. There's all kinds of people that go there. So
nice.
But like it's not really like the biker kind of vibe.
So speaking of Steel and Stone Fest, Jason, and I'll tell you about the big goddamn metal show, is one thing that I never do as a promoter is I never take any kind of merch cut, and I will never work with a venue that takes any merch cuts.
Nice segue into the Live Nation segment here.
For sure, because it's a big deal, and the preface here is fucking merch cuts on anything. Go to the Tom Jordan episode of the Metal Forge. You will hear about some merch cut bullshit and how things should be done, but how fucked up people are too.
Yeah, I agree. So reading about this this new initiative that started. So this is obviously a PR stunt because I'll get into why I think this happened here in a few minutes. So basically, if you haven't heard, Live Nation at their small venues that they own, which is basically like 2,000 people or less, I would imagine, they're guaranteeing $1,500 on top of door sales and no merch cuts. But this is only to the smaller venues of theirs. It's not even all their venues. And none of the shed venues, like the 17,000 plus venues, just small venues. And what they said is, this is somehow backed by Willie Nelson, even though I don't know when the last time Willie Nelson played a venue that was less than that was 2,000 people. So obviously they probably just gave him some cash to put his name on it and use his song title, which is called On the Road Again program. And basically they did this to I have quite a few theories on it. Yeah, my first theory is bands are avoiding them like the plague because the merch cuts and probably like you have to rent a room. So they're just going to independent venues and they're probably losing a lot of money on that front. Second one is to possibly hurt small venues that they don't own in big markets and wrap up all the music in bigger markets like Chicago or New Orleans, Charlotte, Texas, like those kind of markets that might have like independent venues. They probably do this to route bands through their venues in order to hurt the small venues and possibly force them to sell or at least partner up with Ticketmaster or something like that. I think this is definitely temporary. It's not gonna last forever. And also, I bet you like a lot of bands that play Live Nation venues probably have to sign an exclusivity contract on their tour and just play Live Nation venues all through the tour, or at least if they're going to a town that has a non-Live Nation venue in it, they probably have to play the Live Nation venue, in order to make up for those merch cuts they're missing out on or whatever. And like I said, it's only venues that are like 2,000 or less. Because there's some venues, I think out in like Denver, they own one that's like 3,500. And there's a list of venues that are participating, and that venue is not on it. I think it's the Fillmore in Denver. It's like 3,500. So yeah, and I've been to a few of these venues. It's like House of Blues venues that hold like 1,000, 1,500, stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a PR stunt. But like if you really dig deep, it's probably just some nefarious shit from a major fucking monopoly corporation in the live music space.
I'm gonna take a second off here, and I'm gonna like throw in a derailed bitch segment.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck Loudwire and fucking Metal Sucks and those fucking, because
it's all the same company.
Well, Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, Loudwire. The problem I have with this is, they're all fucking like carbon copy shit. But the problem is there's so many fucking pop-ups on their site that you almost cannot even read anything.
Sure.
Because it just is fucking horribly, horribly fucking arranged.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It?
So fuck those people.
Well, I actually thought you were gonna. I thought you were going to say something because those are the sites that are reporting this like it's the greatest thing ever, but they did no research. Like, I mean, I've bounced around and looking and stuff, and like I found out more in like 10 minutes before this show about more details that weren't even mentioned. Then they just reported as, oh, it's so great, like the bands won. But no, actually, the bands that are big enough to play Live Nation venues probably just got enslaved by Live Nation venues. Honestly, like they probably had to sign a contract, and they can only play Live Nation venues in cities that they go to if they have a non-Live Nation venue.
Right. And that was one of the things too that
and also new stuff. So
what the hell?
This is a little bit of a deer.
What the fuck? No. So anyway, with that shit too, is they fucking okay. So they're not taking the fucking cuts, and they're adding fucking $1,500 on top of it said on top of merch and travel or gas and travel or some shit.
It also said headliners and support acts, so that means they have to split it. And I guarantee that 1,500 is based on some kind of guarantee, or at least hitting a certain mark on the door. Like I'm almost betting like the 1,500 is like when they say 1,500, what they omitted was probably up to 1,500. And like if they don't hit a certain mark at the door, then probably all they get is 1,500, not plus door.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you,
it's the way they word it. It's the way they word it. It's always the way they word it. It sounds good, but if you read it, it's really not even great,
No, it's not. And that's just like where I am. In Louisville, we have a mid-sized venue called the Palace Theater.
Yep.
And it is owned by Live Nation.
It is not on the list, actually.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But it is because it's actually, I believe, a 2,500 seat venue. But the place next door, which is the Mercury Ballroom, which I still don't think is on the list, but it's only like 1,000 people.
Right.
But I don't think but we are such a we are a B to a C market that like when they do a show at the Palace, they give away tickets to the Mercury for like the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
Of tickets. And they're just like throwing them out.
Well, yeah, because they still get beer sales and merch sales off that,
Right.
Like, I mean, $10 is better than no dollars, So yeah.
And one $10 beer and one $50 shirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my thing is like I don't really oppose merch cuts if the venue is so big that they have to have help selling it. Like if you just have like one guy with like a 3,500 seat venue and like he's swamped at the end of the night when they're trying to get people out, if you have to supply people, that's fine. But you shouldn't take a percentage. You should just be like, this guy's hourly rate with pay, workman's comp that we have to pay, all the stuff that goes in with employment. Like the band should have to cover that if they need help selling. But if they're just doing it, if they're doing it themselves, then there should be 100% to the band and no one else. I mean, like, yeah, okay, you're supplying space. Dude, I'm supplying people coming in this fucking venue. So the trade-off is there. It's like it's pretty even. But if they have to supply a guy to do merch to help with merch, then it's only fair that the band, helps out with that because it's actually helping them out getting shit. Because the longer you wait in line, the people in the back are gonna leave if they're in a hurry. If shit's moving pretty fast, they'll stick around. So it's actually probably gonna be better for them.
Well, yeah, and it also goes along with the thing of what we were talking about with Tom a while back as well, is they're going to supply a merch guy that doesn't know anything about your stock.
Right.
They're gonna fumble and fuck around and sit there and say, okay, well they're gonna number everything, and then they're not gonna be able to find it. Oh, they don't have I can't see an extra large in here, so sorry, man, sold out. And they're not gonna try and hustle it. When you actually, if you have a merch person that you take on tour with you, like 4 band members and a crew member, and that crew member is going to run merch too and help us carry shit in and out and drive for us. That person already knows the fucking deal. They know what's there. They know what they need to be in. They know what they have. They're on top of it.
Sure.
If you need a fucking handler, that's one thing. That's what the con thing is, where somebody's going to collect the money for the autograph. But that's it. The other person is going to set up their table. They're going to do their own shit, and that's it. you do it like that if that's the case. But
Yeah. Have you ever got an autograph at a con before?
have I ever got one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't actually pay the person like doing the autograph. Like you just pay somebody else, and then they let you go through to get the autograph to like Shatner or whatever it is.
Well, on big people like that, yes.
Okay.
Now on like more mid-sized stars and stuff, you pay the table there.
Right.
There's usually them and a handler sitting next to them.
Okay.
And you either pay them or whatever. If they sign things that are gonna, like for example, my Mark Bagley, the Venom Lethal Protector series animator for the mid-90s and shit. If you were going to have something graded, he charged you $10 and it went directly into his hand.
Gotcha.
And if you were going to have just anything for your collection, that any like trade paperbacks or anything like that, he would sign for free. And if you had 50 of them, he would sign all 50 of them.
Right.
But if your intent was to try and profit and what grading or if you had like 50 copies of the same book, I'm sure he would say, "Hey, are you going to sell these? I'm going to charge you for it." But like I met Jerry Lawler at one of them, and it's not the first time I had met him, but like, his was like a $10 autograph also.
Right.
And I don't necessarily like the pay for autograph thing. That's a weird market to me because I remember getting autographs from people years ago and nobody really cared about the collectability of it.
Yeah, I got you. I've always wondered. I've never been to a con with like celebrities there to like sign stuff. I always wondered, like, how weird is like I pay you, say $20, and you act like you appreciate my fandom, but you just took $20 more from me, and then you sign it, and I maybe take a picture with a smile, like it's from the heart, but it's not. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it would just seem really disingenuous to me. So apparently some of these guys don't make as much as people think, so they gotta make ends meet somewhere. So
that was such a foreign concept to me when I went to Celebration 3. Celebration 3 was the first like con I ever went to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was in 2005. It was that wasn't the first con. That was the first con I went to on my own, I should say.
Right.
But I had also went to like a day of Gen Con and shit like that. And but it was crazy because that was the year that I really remember, like Billy D. Williams was there signing autographs. And he was like the biggest star that was there.
Did he sign it as Lando, or was it Billy D. Williams?
No, it's William December Williams.
Oh, dude, I would have fucking paid him. I would have paid him more for just signing Lando Calrissian, man.
Yeah, but anybody could do that.
Well, yeah, but you got the actual guy who played it to do it. Let me put it this way: you got the original guy to play him to do it. That would be cool, to me. Yeah, so
right. But wouldn't it be interesting to have like him and Donald Glover's Lando?
No, not really. I don't count Donald Glover's Lando.
I like Donald Glover.
Yeah, he's fine, but Solo was just so unnecessary. I just don't care about that movie.
I think that's on it. That's another subject altogether. We had to beat them to death with their own shoes.
Yeah. So, like, okay, I'll Solo real quick. Like, I thought it was like made well. I thought it was a good Star Wars movie. Looked good as far as like Star Wars goes. But dude, I just didn't care about the backstory of Han Solo because I learned it all in episode 4 and 5. I was done. I knew everything. They added nothing. There was no suspense because I already knew everybody lived or did this castle run in 12 parsecs. I already knew. It wasn't a surprise. So anyway, getting back to Live Nation now. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, PR stunt, definitely. I think a lot of bands are going to regret like signing away touring exclusivity to Live Nation when they come to recoup. Also, fans, don't think that your ticket price ain't going up from this missing money because it is.
Yeah.
I think they just passed a thing like saying like junk fees is like they need to be disclosed. So what they'll do now is just like, well, there is no more junk fees. Like the ticket price is this much.
Yeah.
And that's it. No fees because we just raised the fucking price up, 30% to cover everything we're going to be missing.
Yes.
You know?
We're going to have to add it to the merch cut that we're going to miss. We're going to add it to the fees or, our whatever, our syntaxes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that we're adding.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, and I know it, and maybe it's just me, but maybe is it the oxymoron or whatever of syntax?
Dude, it's stupid because like who's to say that I'm sinning? Like I buy cigarettes, okay?
No,
you buy porn. Who's worse,
But no, like syntax, syntax.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay. I thought you were talking about the actual because down here we have syntaxes.
Yeah.
Like SIN.
Yeah, I mean that's what buying gas has,
Yeah.
But with like fuel, it's the it's the division of the taxes where they go versus like centers. And that's what I'm saying. The oxymoron or the fucking like the double entendre, I guess, of syntax versus thin. And I don't know. I mean, fucking I don't know, man. It's gonna be the fucking I think it's going to be the it's the false hope thing, I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
it does.
They're gonna sound so fucking like enthralled to do it. They're gonna get these fucking tribute bands signed on that are gonna fucking make they're gonna be giving away tickets again.
Motherfuckers are like all the good Friday and Saturday fucking slots. Yeah.
Yeah, because they know they're gonna make fucking $20 beers, and the fucking goddamn people that go to these shows are not listening to this show.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe they should, because they don't. Do you not understand? Like, I guess what get me, why I hate tribute bands so much is the fact of when they play these places like these Live Nation venues, and they take away from fucking bands like, I don't know, like Haunt and Night Demon and just bands like that, Riot and Razor and Exciter. Bands like that need to be in those fucking venues, drawing a fucking 2,000 people. And that's where those bands need to be, not at fucking goddamn Bill's Tavern on a fucking Thursday night that holds fucking 150 people.
Mm-hmm.
Not the fact that the music isn't good, it's the fact that the industry is broken to the degree of the cash in. And I hate the fact that even awesome labels that are friend labels to this show and other shows still have bands signed to them that are the money makers. But for the other bands like the Razors and the Riot and the Exciters to be able to continue to put their stuff out,
right,
they have to have those bands that check those boxes. And that's where the Live Nation thing really breaks down and really fucks the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Live Nation actually owns some of these bands, to be honest with you. Like the tribute bands and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do we really need 4 Bon Jovi tribute bands? Because I think there's like 4 or 5 out there. It's like, what the fuck? Why do I need that many? I mean, as far as last I checked, even though it's not any good, I think the band Bon Jovi still exists. So why are we pushing this Halloween costume version out?
Right. All mud show shit.
Yeah.
All mud show shit. Yeah. And I fucking absolutely it almost becomes to me a point of like anxiety to go to these venues. Like, I love the Palace, don't get me wrong, and I will always go to a show at the Palace, even though it is owned by Live Nation, because Cooper plays there, King Diamond played there, That's where I also saw Yes years ago, and so many awesome fucking bands and so many awesome shows. I even saw this at Spinal Tap screened there,
Right.
and so many awesome things. But the venue, like the Mercury, I don't mind it, but I don't like it either.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, it just, I saw the Sword there, and I just did not feel into it.
You know, people think I'm fucking insane, but I'm like, there's venues I don't go to because it doesn't have a vibe that I like.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, plain and simple. Like, so the big one in Charlotte is like called the Fillmore, and it's a Live Nation venue. And they also have the Underground, which is like the smaller stage and like the back room. And those are two venues on the list because the Underground holds like 500 people, and the Fillmore holds like 1,100. And the Fillmore gets to my fucking nerves because they have 4 big pillars in the fucking standing room that like you gotta like not stand behind so you can see the stage, or like even at certain angles. And then also like if you stand like over the line, they have this one line that goes around. If your like foot is over it, this is like some NFL shit. It's like they will come over and tell you need to step back across the line. It's for VIP only. And like, dude, there's like nobody next to me like for like 10 feet. What the fuck are you talking about? So like it's just shit like that. I'm like, fuck this place. Seriously. Like I hate it so much. But dude, it has no vibe to it. Like it's just like a fucking stock fucking place with like no character.
Dude, there's a venue up here that I absolutely hated playing because there was a support beam in the middle of the stage.
Exactly.
And no matter what, they would not ever you could not ever put a fucking stage in there that didn't have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you couldn't cut it. You couldn't cut the side of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it was just fucking awful.
Yeah. You know what else bothers me? Some stages when they have like a rail on the front and like you can't see anybody but like their knees and up because the rail's like sticking up.
Wow, that's
you ever seen venues like that?
No.
Yeah, they'll have like a safety rail on the front, and like you can see them from like their knees up. So like the bass drum, like you see like maybe like a top third of it, and then like the rest of the drum set.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very fucking weird. It's like you don't feel like you're getting the full experience when you can only see from there. Like you can't see the pedal board and nothing like that. It's like, dude, I want to see you head to toe with stuff on the ground. What your pedal board looks like lit up at night, in dark room, shit like that. I'm very weird. I'm very weird about stuff like that. But yeah, I don't like. There's venues I just don't like. I will not fucking go to them to see a show.
I dig it, man, and I'm that.
And
I think it has that place.
Yeah, there's a big one, Thomas Wolfe Auditorium, which is like 2,500 seater. It's where like school graduations and shit go for like the county schools around here. It's also another one of those places where I will go there if the band is big enough that I'll like them. Like if it's like Mastodon and Opeth played there, I'll go. Well, actually, the Mastodon and Opeth show was supposed to be in the Civic Center, which is 7,000, but it didn't sell very well, so they moved it into there. And then it was basically like you'd sit wherever you want. I was like, okay, cool. So that was kind of cool. But that place has no vibe either, man. It's just a very stuffy. Like it's like, I don't know. It's just hard to explain unless you've been there, but it doesn't have any kind of metal vibe. Like the venue, like the bathrooms are clean and stuff like that. It's like I want some grunge in my fucking restrooms because I know this is my kind of place. Like I'm not saying I advocate for like dirty restrooms, but at venues you kind of know they've like cut their teeth on this kind of music when the bathroom is just like grungy and full of stickers. You know?
All right. That's going to be next month's episode. We brought this up the last couple of months.
Best venue bathrooms.
Venue bathrooms. So November, I'm calling it now. We're gonna get some people that we know that work at venues.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about the bathroom experience.
Yeah, at venues. Yeah. Well, I've been to a lot of venues that have unisex bathrooms. They're just as gross, but I've never been to a ladies' room at a venue, and I always wondered, do they put stickers in the toilets over there also? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Honestly, I think Z-Bar up here is a men and women's room. Separate. separated.
Back bar was because I used the bathroom there. I used the women's room there because like I had to go. It was getting like dire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used the women's room at the back bar.
yeah, and
It seemed okay. Yeah, it didn't seem it seemed
they're
clean.
considered unisex there.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
I could have sworn
yeah.
it had I think it sworn it had a men's women's side. But.
It does. It does say that, but it says, but it also says what that they don't care whatever.
Okay.
You ever just wash your fucking hands.
Well, at the time that I went in the women's room, it was like do or die, like as far as like pissing on myself. So yeah, there was that.
But yeah, we'll definitely talk about those next month, especially after in festival end of year festival season with the big goddamn metal show and Stealing.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we go, I want to congratulate my buddy Josh Snyder, who does the Grasping Air promotion here in Nashville. He put on his first festival. I have a poster right here.
Sweet.
All regional bands. Actually, the Light Heavy has Carl Agel from COC Blind era. If you're interested in what he's doing, he's still around. Is Wind Rider, Bog Monkey, Doomsday Prophet, Mean Green for night 1, which I went to at Fleetwood's. Night 2 was Michael Rudolph Cummings, which is like a kind of like a heavy doomy acoustic singer songwriter. Beard Cult, Light Heavy, which is Carl Agel's band, and Calgan, which is a local doom band here. And dude, I asked him earlier today how it went, and he said that there was 50 people that paid last night on a Sunday from a room that holds about 100, not counting bands, just paying customers. And then he said about 45 Saturday night. So, dude, he did pretty good for his first one. So I just want to congratulate him and I hope it becomes an annual thing around here. So,
I mean, 95 people over the 2 nights. That would be awesome. I mean,
yeah,
hell yeah, man.
It was $15. It was $15 a night too. There wasn't any 2 for 25, and it was 15 night 1, 15 night 2. So
wow.
Yeah, he did pretty well. So yeah, I was happy for him. And yeah, if you see this, congratulations. And yeah, we'll see what the lineup is for next year.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, because the one good thing about these festivals, these little festivals like this, I know there's not 200 bands, and I know there's like that, not that one band you remember from the 90s that you probably really didn't care about. But you know what, on this, if you go to both nights, you'll see every fucking band. Every fucking band.
Yeah.
You'll get your $15 worth because you will see every fucking band on, well, I won't say the same stage, but the same stage each night. You don't have to run across a field. You can just stand there and you can go get a beer and you can look at Birch and then you come back when the music starts. That's the ultimate. That is the festival experience. I think all these normies just think is not a festival experience, but dude, it is. It's the best way,
because you get to see everybody. Exactly. And dude, that's what I loved about going to Ozfest back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, that was fine, dude. It was all day, but you had stage 2, and then when the headliner for the second stage was done, you mosey over to the main stage. There might be a 5-minute overlap, but at least it wasn't like ridiculous, like having to see like Pantera and Death Clock at the same time.
Oh no, there was some overlap, from like 4 o'clock to like 7 o'clock.
Really, the ones I went to, it was like Rob Zombie stopped second stage, and then like 5 minutes before his like set was over, like the main stage was just starting. Maybe it was different, like different areas, but yeah, everyone I went to, it was like they were definitely like one stage and then the other one started.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you had bands like Fear Factory and bands like that on the second stage that headlined second stage, and bands on the main stage started at like 5 o'clock that had like Deftones and Godsmack and Primus,
right,
and bands like that. And then like at the end of the night, where at the end of like the main the second stage was ending at like 6 o'clock or whatever, and the main stage was starting like an hour or hour and a half earlier.
Right.
So yeah, you had a couple of bands overlap, but not like 40 bands or whatever.
Like 40 bands overlapping on each other every single day.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, because you've got two bands playing at any one time.
On the Blue Ridge Rock Fest, I think I saw the chart the way it was. I think some of them had three. It would be like the second main stage and then like two side stages, and they'd be like, these two bands on two different side stages are like 130, then like the main stage would be like 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, dude, this is ridiculous. Like, why would you book so many bands that people are not going to see? Like, I just don't get it. Like, why would you go to something like that unless you're just going for like one or two bands and just didn't care, which is probably what most people did, anyway. But yeah, I mean, like, dude, I would say like it was like Death Clock and Pantera, like same set times on the opposite sides of the venue, the arena, venue, whatever it is, racetrack, stuff like that,
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know Vakken and like Hellfest and stuff do it, but for some reason it just seems like it works over there because they don't really put the same kind of bands head to head. It's always like you got your like jazz fusion metal band here, and you got your fucking hardcore band here.
Right.
And the audience probably isn't going to overlap too much, so let's just do these two right now. And it's never like thrash versus thrash,
No, absolutely not.
It's not like Testament and Exodus, same time, two different stages, shit like
Right.
that. So, all right, well, Joe Sly, if you're watching, your festival sounds like a big shit show. If you're watching, thank you, and throw us $5 for a subscription. Maybe we'll say something that you like.
Yeah, maybe you'll come on and redeem yourself.
Yeah, if you want to come on and talk, please, by all means. I won't be hateful. I might have my opinions, but I'll listen to everything you have to say. And to the people who didn't make it, I'm sure you have other things to do, but just let somebody know next time instead of no showing at 7:00 like what happened last night. So
yeah, for sure, man. That sucks.
Actually, it was 5:00, but yeah, I was all ready to go with my questions, and yeah, nobody showed up. So I was like, oh well, I'll just play some Baldur's Gate. Fuck it.
Hell yeah, dude. What else you got?
That's pretty much it, man. Just like I said, big goddamn metal show, October 13th, 14th, Louisville, Kentucky, 2 venues. Steel and Stone, November 10th, Asheville, North Carolina, 1 venue, 15 at the door, 12 in advance.
You read
and then, also don't forget to go see my friend Howling Giant in Europe right now. If you're one of our European listeners, they just started not too long ago, so hopefully they might be coming near you if they haven't already. So go check them out. And 21 Tombstone coming to Fleetwood's here in Nashville, November 25th. I think it's the first Sunday after Thanksgiving. So we got that coming up. And then who knows what else will come up. But yeah, so that's all I got.
Hell yeah, man. Big goddamn metal show, flamekeeper.vip, steelstonefest.com. All the links and all the things, where they are. Fuck yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thanks for that impromptu cobbled together Alehorn episode. That was not meant to be, but it is. So
hey, it's what it is.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. All right, Mark. We're gonna take off. So get this video rendering. And thanks everyone again. Make sure you go to flamekeeper.vip. See what you can sign up for the perks. Get your early episodes, bonus episodes, stuff like that. And all the other information that we might post on there about random things.
And there are going to be quite a few bonus episodes of the Metal Forge coming out on the flamekeeper.vip. So yeah, possibly a Rob Dietrich from Blackened American Whiskey will be a special one that we'll do.
Yeah, it'd be cool, man. If I don't make it onto that one to talk to him, I have some questions I'm going to throw at you. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe I'll be maybe since I do subscribe to my own Patreon. That's only to make sure the episodes go up on time. Maybe I'll have a writing question that you can pull from Patreon. And
yeah.
Like, who is the most annoying member of this band?
I can't do that.
Darn, because I think I know the answer.
I think we all know the answer.
Dude, I would say maybe Kirk might take the most annoying. I don't know, possibly.
Dude, I love them. But you know what I watched the Gibson interview, or no, it wasn't the Gibson interview. It was the Rick Beato interview with Kirk.
Yeah. But he's going to be crying all the time.
Yes, it sounds like he's fucking about to start crying after everything he says. And I know it's just his like shy, timid voice because Kirk is a shy person.
Yeah, I get it.
But like it just is so disheartening because he like sounds like he's about to like bawl. And I'm like, oh dude.
Yeah. It's okay, man. You have a lot of money. And you get to play like stadiums. People love you. And you're wah pedal.
He's only worth about $50 million.
You fucking loser.
I mean, compared to James is 180 and Lars is like 250.
And I never did tell you, my first year doing Steel and Stone, I actually hit up Metallica. I was like, why the fuck not? Like, because they do like sometimes they do like these like really small shows, like before big shows. And I was like, because they did one like in a it's called Grimey's in Nashville. They did a show in their basement before Lollapalooza, and they do like record stores and shit. So I was like, dude, I mean, who knows? I didn't even get a reply, but you know, I sent it.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
sent it to Q Prime. That was their management company.
You shoot your shot, man.
I did. Yep. But like I said, all the headliners from Steel and Stone I've been pretty happy with. I've had every one of them, except for us, have either had the opportunity or been to Europe. Whether it was their fault or not, they had the opportunity to go. Horseburner was going to go. COVID happened. Howling Giant there now. The band Cloak blew up soon after. Twisted Towers played Vulcan. Night Demon obviously lives over in Europe mostly. So, yeah, just because it's a small fish never heard of doesn't mean the fucking headliners ain't legit, if you ask me. So.
Right.
And same with Snafu, opening for Pantera, you know, and Throne of Iron, who never been in Kentucky before, played for the first time. So, yeah, I mean.
Played multiple fests and played, I believe they played Keep It True one year as well.
Yeah, that's a big deal in the underground metal circles. That shit's huge. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go and hope you enjoyed the episode and make sure you keep an eye out for future episodes of the Metal Forge, Alehorn, MUDHORN, Unsleeved, and everything Flamekeeper.
And maybe even more coming soon.
Yes. As soon as I get off my ass and send you that stuff. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Yeah. See ya.
Metal every day, everybody.
Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana, is the premier 12,500 square foot music superstore that has served both southern Indiana and Louisville, Kentucky metro area for over 4 decades. Originally founded by Marvin and Beverly Maxwell in the 70s, this gym remains a Maxwell family-owned business. Mark Maxwell, along with his business partner Whitney McNichol, continued the reputation as being the national resource for all things music.
In 2022, the iconic Guitar Emporium of Louisville relocated to Maxwell's Music, creating the largest independently owned showroom in the region. The retail offerings at Maxwell's Music include a huge selection of guitars, basses, amplifiers, effects pedals, modeling amps, keyboards, drums, banjos, mandolins, ukuleles, sound systems, stage lighting equipment, and accessories. The music education program at Maxwell's is second to none. From private instrument and voice lessons to DJ, EDM, recording, songwriting, and music theory to rock school, Weekend Warriors, and Maxwell's Music Lab, there is something for every age and every ability level.
Down in Repairland, guitar and instrument repairs and refurbishment are taken care of by the Maxwell's team of expert guitar technicians and luthiers. They also do appraisals of instruments as well. Maxwell's offers installations for professional audio, visual, and lighting systems for schools, churches, clubs, VFWs, funeral homes, sports fields, and so much more. There's also rentable space at Maxwell's, from the music practice and rehearsal rooms for the individuals and bands, all the way to a meeting space and concert venue that seats up to 120. That also includes a professional audio, visual, and lighting system and a sound booth. Maxwell's has it all. All this plus original functioning 1947 recording booth to make your own record. Go to the Guitar Hero throne, to the very own Elvis statue, and don't forget the Harmony Green Pocket Park. There's a reason the Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana has been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as a #1 award-winning best store design, as well as top 100 music store year after year. You gotta see it to believe it. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana.